Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video I'm bringing you an extra special video. I know a lot of you have been waiting a while for this video. This is my 5 looks and review on the Glaminatrix Cosmetics You Beauty palette. So if you want to see the 5 looks I created, including this one that I'm wearing right here, then let's jump straight into the looks. Then at the end I will share my thoughts with you of this palette. So let's get into it. While my curls cool, I am going to do my face and I'm going to use this palette right here. This is going to be my first look using the Glaminatrix Cosmetics You Beauty palette. And oh, look at this beauty. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this palette, but I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. Okay, starting off with my KVD Shake Primer. And then I'm just going to set from my brow to my crease using my combo that I'm using at the moment, Makeup Geek single and a Makeup Forever single. Gonna start off with Struth, popping that in my crease, blending it upwards. Then gonna go into Fair Dinkum, and I'm just popping this on the outer corner, blending it into the crease. I'm really enjoying these like simple but pretty like 3, maximum maybe 4 eyeshadow looks lately. Just makes it easier. This navy is actually building really nice, and it's actually a really nice tone. I really like it. It's a pretty color. Now for the shimmer on the lid, I have no idea which one I'm going to go with. So I'm going to go with the color Good Day across the lid. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, it's really pretty. I think the blue kind of helps complement the multi-chrome, because G'day is one of the multi-chromes, so I think it like kind of assists with showcasing that multi-chrome, but it also doesn't take away from the multi-chrome, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go clean up this little bit of fallout that I have. There's not too much actually, considering the pigments and the fact that I've used like quite a chunky glitter. The base makeup is done and I have zhuzhed my hair. I'm just going to do the under eye area with you, my lower lash line. Might do Struth, like blend it out, and then Fair Dinkum right along the lower lash line, or like on the outer corner and then blend it into Fair Dinkum. And lastly, I'm going to go in with Flaming Galah on the inner corner. Alrighty, so we're all done for the first look. I really enjoyed creating this look. It was super simple and easy actually, and I love how it looks and turned out. I am back to do look number 2 using the Glaminatrix Cosmetics You Beauty palette. My eyes are like watering because I just plucked a few stray hairs and it brought a tear to the eye. Nothing serious, just, you know, your everyday run-of-the-mill torture. Beauty is pain, right? I'm gonna start with my Shake Primer. Maybe something a little bit more subtle because I am going out for lunch, so maybe I'll stick to these brown colors here, stick them in my crease, and then we might go from there in terms of like lid shade. I think that's probably the best plan of attack. I'm gonna dot between this one here and this one. This is a Makeup Geek shadow and a Makeup Forever shadow, just to set my my primer. I'm gonna go in with She'll Be Right. I'm gonna pop that in my crease. This again is like kind of like that bruisey color for me, which you guys know how I feel about that color, but when we pair it with the browns, it should be all right. And then in with something a bit smaller, a fair bit smaller, and I'm going to take Budgie Smuggler. I'm going to pop that on the outer corner, and then I'll probably take a little bit of Stitch Up and just deepen it on the outer corner a little bit, and we'll see how that looks. I don't know how it's showing up on camera for you guys, but I feel like this one it's quite pink. Like in the pan it looks brown, but when you blend it out, when you apply it to the eyes, it actually comes up quite pink, which is kind of not what I was expecting. As I said, in the pan it looks very brown. So just bear that in mind when you are using this color. This is Budgie Smuggler. That if you're hoping for a brown, you're probably not going to get it. Then I'm going in with Stitch Up, and I'm just going to put that a little bit on the outer corner, and I'll just you know, deepen it up a little bit. I think I picked up a little bit too much on my brush. Now in terms of lid color, I'm thinking Whoop Whoop, the one in the middle. In the pan it looks yellow, but on the eyes it pulls like bluey purpley, so it actually kind of matches the neutrals or the mattes quite well. I've done my base makeup and I'm back again to do the rest of my eyes, and as I said, I'm going to try using one of these as a blush, and we'll see how we go. I'm gonna go in with Budgie Smuggler, and I'm gonna blend that under my lower lash line, and I'm going to like maybe bring it down quite a lot. Then I'm just going to take a blush brush, and I'm going to possibly ruin my whole makeup. I'm going to use this as a blush. I'm gonna build it up really slowly because it is quite a pigmented color, so I don't want to go too overboard like from the get-go and then struggle to blend it out. And then inner corner I'm going in with Flame and Galah. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of Chockers. Alrighty my beautiful, this is look number 3. I think in this look I want to use this color Bloody Oath and Australia. I'm going in with my Shake Primer, and then I'm going to set from crease to brow bone with these two shadows. So I'm going to go in with Bloody Oath on a fluffy brush into my crease. Oop, not on my nose, into the crease. I'm just continuing to build up until I have the intensity that I want. I think I am going to dip in a little bit into Fair Dinkum, which is the deep teal. Freaking love it. And I'm going to take it on a fairly small brush because I don't want it to take over too much. So just into Fair Dinkum, and I'm building this up lightly because I don't want it to like take over. Australia, and I'm going to throw that on the lid. Just back into Fair Dinkum, and just on the outer corner, just blending it across into Australia. Okay, so super simple eye, like just 3 colors. I probably will just replicate that on my lower lash line and I think get a on the inner corner. I think that would look really nice. Why hello, welcome back. I finished the 3rd look using the You Beauty palette. I actually love how this turned out. So I paired it with the JD Glow liquid liner in Sphinx, and I did a gold wing, and I think the contrast of the gold and the blue goes really, really well together. And then on the inner corner, I did a combo of, I think it was Old Mate with G'day over the top, and it just gives it like, you know, continuation of the gold. And then I did Bloody Oath and Fair Dinkum, as I said originally, under the lower lash line. I am back to do look number 4. I think I want to do a yellow look. Just throwing it out there. I have used the yellow a little bit, but I think I want to make the yellow like the star of the show. The star of the show. And then maybe use Whoop Whoop or Old Mate, one of these two. I'm going to start off by priming with my Shake Primer, and then I'm going to set from crease to brow bone with a mixture of this one and this one, so Makeup Geek and a Makeup Forever shadow, and then we shall get into using the You Beauty palette. So I might keep with the same brush and go into Struth. Now I was just thinking maybe I could do a halo eye with this, but I don't think that's gonna work, so we might just at least start on the outer corner, work it in a little bit, and then go from there. I'm building this up quite a lot to get some colour going. So I'm gonna go in with Whoop Whoop, because I just think Whoop Whoop's going to work better, and I'm going to use this on my finger just so I can kind of make it a bit messy, I guess. Just trying to show you guys some easy like 2 or 3 shadow looks that you can create, so you can like play around with this technique with different colors in the palette. Obviously I just chose the yellow because I felt like using the yellow today. So I'm going to do my base makeup, and then for under eyes I think I'm just going to wrap the yellow under my eyes. Like I said, I want it to be super simple for you guys. Maybe I might chuck a little bit of Whoop Whoop on the inner corner, because you know how much I love an inner corner spark. We are back to do my last look using this palette. My dogs are barking. I have no idea what they're barking at. Okay, I think we're good. I 100% want to use Old Mate because I haven't really used that color yet. I think out of the whole palette, that's like the only color I haven't used. So I'm thinking that I will start with this on the lid and then go from there because I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with that, go from there, and see if hopefully some kind of inspiration pops into my head. Hopefully something pops into my head and we will know what we're doing. Starting off with my KVD Shake Primer. I am going to set, as per usual, crease to brow bone first, and then we will go in with Old Mate. Same with every other look that I've done, dotting between this one and this one. I'm gonna go in with Old Mate, chuck that on my lid. I have that on my lid and it's like very kind of yellow gold, has a little bit of, I guess you could say almost like a brownie shift to it. I think you can kind of see it on my eyelids there when I turn away. So, and because I love the navy blue so much, I think I'm just going to pair it with the navy blue. I know I have used the navy blue a shit ton, but I just love it. I really like the navy blue, so I think I'm going to use it again. You guys are probably getting sick of me using the navy blue, but it's just so pretty. So going in with Fair Dinkum, and I'm using a fairly small brush because I think I want to wing it out a bit. I think I want to do like a bit of a wingy wing kind of thing. So I'm going to leave this like just this little bit here that I have. I haven't decided whether I want to do the blue in there or whether I want to take the shimmer all the way up. But I do want this out here to be a little bit deeper. Now to do it on the other eye. So definitely probably won't be able to replicate this on the other eye, but we shall see. So this is the last look. This is the 5th look completed. It is a little bit messy under my lower lash line. The blue has like transferred a little bit, but I still love how it looks. I love this look. It's only literally 2 eyeshadows and I freaking love how this turned out, and I'm very surprised by how much I love it. This is the final look. Let's now roll into the review. The information that you need to know whether you should buy this palette or not. Let's get into it. So those are the 5 looks that I created using this palette. Make sure you let me know down below which one out of the 5 looks was your favorite look that I created. I can't choose. I think the look that I'm wearing today is probably my favorite, probably because it's fun and creative, but it's probably also one of the easier looks I did because I only used 2 shadows. There is a little bit of like creative placement with the shadows, but I only used 2 shadows. And I think that is one of the favorite things that I discovered about this palette, is the fact that you can create really cool looks using very minimal amount of shadows. I love how they're not just everyday run-of-the-mill colors. There's some beautiful colors in here, and every time I opened this palette, I was like, I want to use the yellow, I want to use the navy blue. Like, there's some duochromes in here as well, and some multichromes, and the multichromes are gorgeous. Every time I opened this palette, I just came back to the navy blue and the yellow. I just think these two in the whole palette really stand out to me. When I open the palette, I'm like, oh, look at that yellow, oh, look at that navy blue. I just want to wear them every single time, and they pair so well together as well, which I think also contributes to the fact that I always want to use them. This palette is stunning. I knew that I was going to love this palette when I purchased it because I am a massive fan of Glaminatrix cosmetics formulas. So I'm just gonna let you know I am going in probably with a slightly biased mind because I do have a large Glaminatrix Cosmetics singles collection. I have the first palette they ever created, the Sandra Rose palette, and now I have this palette, and I am a massive fan of the brand. So I did buy this palette myself. I don't know whether I've said that. I did buy this palette myself. This palette cost 95 Australian dollars, so it is very expensive. I think most people that were hesitant about paying the price tag were those that haven't tried the brand before, which is totally understandable. I love the themed around Australia. Getting into the formula, I think the main disappointing color, probably the only disappointment to me, is the color Budgie Smuggler. And I have a feeling that Budgie Smuggler might be one of the shades that you can change into a darker shade. There is a version from the second pre-launch onwards where it has like transition shades that are slightly darker, and I have a feeling that Budgie Smuggler might be one of those ones. I found that Budgie Smuggler pulled off, especially when blended out. Maybe it was Stitch Up. No, it was definitely Budgie Smuggler. Especially when blended out, it almost went pink. It blends out almost like to a pink. It has like a pink base to it, like a reddy pink base to it from what I can see. And if you do blend this out too much, you go from having this kind of like nice chocolatey brown to almost like a pinky red. You just have to be careful with that shade, and that was probably the one that I was the most disappointed in, because I'm giving you guys the finger, I'm sorry. Every other color is pretty true to color. The navy blue can be a little bit finicky. If you do want it to be really intense, you have to pack it on. But it does also blend nicely. I do find sometimes though, if I'm blending and I'm trying to build up the color, it could almost pull itself off. So sometimes you'll find with like pressed pigment type formulas, if you are trying to layer upon layer upon layer, it gets to a point where it starts to pull itself off. It like clings to itself and it picks itself up, and it can go a little bit patchy in areas. Pack it on first and then blend the edges. The standout colors in this palette are the shimmers, and I have always been a massive fan of the Glaminatrix formula shimmers. I have always, ever since I have purchased from the brand the first time, I've always said that their shimmer formula is next level. It's outstanding, especially any of their foiled shimmers. And in this palette, they've like taken it to the next level, because we have duochromes, we have multichromes. The only like shimmer that I had a bit of trouble with is G'day, because I did find it to be more of that flakier formula. So I did have to go in with a brush and like kind of really shimmy it in, because of the way, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see in the pan, but just because of the way the pigment seems to sit in the pan, if you are kind of just dabbing on the pan, the shimmer pigments seem to just like sit next to each other and don't pick up on a brush. You need to kind of agitate the pan for them to kind of like dislodge from each other, if that makes sense, and then cling to the brush. I find this color story really intuitive. It's really kind of seamless. A lot of the stuff groups together really well. A lot of the stuff pairs really well together. It's kind of a no fuss kind of palette. It kind of just, you open it and the inspiration kind of just flows to you. I don't know whether everyone else has that, but I open this and I kind of automatically go, I know what I'm going to do, or I can automatically look and go, I want to wear that today. And then it kind of just flows from there. I really like this palette. I think it is worth the $95, especially you get 3 multichromes in the palette. Multichromes are not cheap to make, especially for smaller brands. If you don't want to try the brand, don't spend the money and try the brand. If you do want to try the brand, then spend the money. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I definitely don't think you will be disappointed getting this palette. If the color story is not for you, I would definitely recommend trying some of the individual shadows. The formula, oh my gosh, the formula from Glaminatrix is so good. This palette has my tick of approval. It is Makeup Enthusiast approved. I really like this palette. I'm glad I picked it up in the first release. I have enjoyed playing with it. I would like to see more Australian themed palettes from Glaminatrix. All in all, I am super excited to see what this brand comes out with next. I think they knocked it out of the park again with this palette. I think in my opinion, I think that the formula just keeps getting better and better. I feel like this formula is even better again than what was in the Sandra Rose palette. Let me know down in the comments box which one of the 5 looks was your favorite look. Have you picked up this palette, or are you intending on picking up this palette? While you're down there, make sure you like this video. You can also subscribe to my channel for future makeup looks and content. You can also join my membership for extra perks, and you can upload this video if you like. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy and looking after yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.